Exactly.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Yes, hello, yes. Welcome back to another Survivor Syracuse A New Era review. I'm your host, Lee. With me, as usual, is the wonderful Gabby. Gabby, how have you been doing? I hear you
I,
just woke up.
yeah, yeah, I've been doing greatly. I um am late to the cast tonight because I took a very disorienting midday nap unintentionally. So that's where I'm at right now, is struggling to stay conscious.
Same, but to be fair for me, it's like half 11 in the evening.
Yeah, exactly. It's 6:30 here. So
It's like, this is going to be a very narcoleptic stream. Where's Jinx?
yeah, a very narcoleptic stream.
While we might be tired, this episode was not tiring. It was actually another good episode
Yeah,
because we got out of nowhere another double episode. Like it,
we love that.
yeah. So let's get into this episode. We're seeing the repercussion. Well, we immediately get into the challenge. Ultimate Frisbee. Woo! Who doesn't love a good Frisbee game?
Yes, I was very confident in Mel's ability to do well in this challenge because I think for at least the first 2 or 3 years, she was on the Ultimate Frisbee team, and I think she was even the captain of the Ultimate Frisbee team.
Ooh,
So
nice.
she had a little advantage. I was kind of surprised she couldn't take it home, but
Well, to be fair, a lot of these people couldn't because I feel like a big chunk of them went out at like the first or second round.
yeah, and I loved how Parker was when he would throw it, and then before it even landed, he would be like, "Oh well," like he already knew
Yeah,
it wasn't. He already knew
like
it
you
was
can
not
see it's
gonna
like
hit it. As soon as it left his hand, he would be like, "Well, shit."
yeah. I wouldn't even try to do that. Like for the very close one, I feel like I just would have turned sideways and just like actually thrown it like it was a ball. Who knows? Maybe that wouldn't have been allowed in the rules.
Yeah, exactly. Um, I think you probably could have done that, and that would have been fine. Or even just like you didn't have to do a lot of wrist action. You kind of could just like
Yeah, just like
float
fling
it
it.
forwards. Yeah,
It was not that far in the first round,
it was not that far away.
but it looks like going out in the first round was a little bit of a benefit to Parker and Casey. Mostly Casey because she managed to find an advantage.
Oh, I thought that was so the angle we got of her like just like peeking into the bucket and then, and then slipping it into her pocket. I thought that was awesome. Casey's finally, making something happen.
Yeah, she's doing stuff in the game. A little bit. Is it too late though? We'll see. I do like how it looked like she was just like, I'm just gonna randomly look in this bucket, and then it was like, oh wait, there's actually something in there.
Yeah, I mean, you never know like when there is stuff around. Survivor's a tricky game. She's
Yeah,
actually playing it seems like.
you have to be aware of your surroundings. And thanks to that, Casey got advantage that ultimately did not help with anything.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
that seems to be the theme with this season. A lot of advantages that are not helping people.
Yeah, and yeah, Casey never ended up using that advantage, right? So,
No. Well, to be fair, we found out it was only viable for this tribal and the
yeah.
next one.
Yeah.
So we found out it's a safety without power. But then we also find out, well, we found out last episode, and now we can confirm that Andrews was a safety without power.
Yeah,
So
and
why
Andrews
have?
it was a safety without power, but then Casey's was power without safety.
Oh, what? What does it mean? Power without safety?
It was you could give up if you or the person with immunity could give up their immunity and get an extra vote.
Oh, I thought it was just another safety without power.
Now I read it in that when it was that Zoom and it was power because I saw it and I was like, "Ooh, what's power without safety?"
Oh, I was here thinking like, why is there two safety without powers?
Yeah, but Andrew didn't end up his expired too because he could only use it at final seven, right?
Yeah, and ultimately he didn't really need to, and
Mm,
we'll get into it later on. But I think that was kind of a cop out.
yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of a cop out advantage. So Speaking of advantages, okay, I kind of been. I don't know. The editing team has not been always up to snuff in the past episodes, but I feel like they did a good job this one because we get in the confessional of Savannah talking about not Savannah. Well, yeah, Savannah talking about an idol, and then Ben mentioning how nobody's found this elusive merge idol. Cut to Lily. Oh yeah, Lily won the immunity. Congratulations.
The thing that's funny with the Lily finding that idol though is we never got any like clues or footage of people looking for it, and I don't even remember her getting any clues. So I'm wondering, like, was she just walking around and like just stumbled upon it? Because that's kind of what it seemed like.
I want to know: does the person who wins immunity also get the idol clue, and then just pick another person to give it to?
Um, no, but in my season, it was definitely like expected that if somebody gave you the immunity clue, like you should share it with them.
So I'm guessing maybe when she gave it to Casey, Casey
Oh,
shared it with her.
Casey absolutely would have shared it with her. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe that's how she found us. So she was the only one smart enough to solve the clue that we still don't know what was to this day.
It seemed like she was the only one who even bothered to look.
Yeah, it's like she put in a little bit of effort and it's like, oh, yay, results.
Wow, it actually pays off. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, wow. And can we also mention how all the idols this season were pretty much found by women?
Girl
Stark,
idols.
stark contrast to last season, minus Holly. But we're also continuing the trend of women finding idols and going home with them.
Yes.
So, will the trend hit Lily? Who knows?
I hope not. But I was very sad for Savannah because whenever that stuff happens, like whenever you're nervous about a tribal and you have an idol in your pocket, why like to play it, girl. You can't play it from the jury. You can't.
you can't you can't play the idol in the jury and be like, can I cancel this person's votes that they receive so like they don't count to the win? Oh,
Wish you could. That would be
okay.
fun.
Yeah, that has to be like a future twist. So it's like you can. Well, it's kind of like the remove a jury person twist, like remove one person's vote from the jury. Or
Mm-hmm.
I saw this one twist where somebody was you get to vote in a pre-juror to join the jury.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, and it's pretty much kind of like an automatic vote for you because let's say your season you brought back. I'm not going to use Paul as an example because that's too obvious. Um, let's say you brought back Cassidy, and it was right at like final three, and let's say you made final two, and Cassie's just like, all right, Cassie, you're now part of the jury. She's like, I have no information other than Gabby's the reason I'm here, so I kind of have to vote for Gabby.
Yeah, exactly.
It's almost like a guaranteed vote.
It's that's what I like that advantage. I hope we use that in the future. That could be super fun.
Yeah, bring a pre-juror to jury, or the legacy advantage. I was
Which
thinking of
one?
something. The whole here's a legacy advantage. You can play this at final 13 or final 6 as a hidden immunity idol.
Mm.
I want an advantage where it's like, okay, here's this advantage, and if you can get all the way to final tribal council, you have a guaranteed jury vote to your name.
That yeah, that's a good advantage. You
Yeah,
should.
but it's something you have to get at the very beginning, and it's non-transferable. Like if you get voted off, it's dead.
That's fun. I like that. You should do a
Yeah,
little email to Mr. Jeff Probst.
Jeff Probes, anyone behind these college survivors.
Yeah, and I could pass the word along to Mike and Andrew, and I think Sabrina is kind of running most of the stuff now. Sabrina
I,
Nosson.
I mean, I will take full credit and expect a cut.
Or it'll be called the Lee advantage.
The legacy
The
advantage.
legacy advantage. Oh my god. It has to happen.
It has to happen. Andrew, Mike, if you're somehow watching this, first of all, sorry for shitting on your season. But in my defense, it was a terrible cast at the very beginning.
It's getting better though. I like this
Yeah, this merge is definitely a very good merge.
it's a fun merge cast for sure.
Yeah. So after this challenge, it's kind of a bit of a mystery. All we're getting is that Parker seems to be a target. Ben and Mel are flipping, and Andrew and Eli, well, mostly Andrew, does not know the experience of not being on the right side.
Yep, there was another great editing moment where Andrew was saying something like, "I don't think Ben's gonna flip this week," and Ben was like, "Surprise, I'm
Yes, I'm
flipping."
flipping this week.
Yeah, but this was the first time we went into tribal, and I was like, I actually have no idea who's going on.
Yeah, because Parker was the only name, and it's like it can't be that obvious. If Ben and Mel are flipping, then who are they flipping onto?
Yeah, who are they flipping against? And also, I thought it was hilarious that Eli's delusion continues, where he was like, now that Marcelo and Julia
I'm
are out of the game, like I'm
I'm
the
the obvious.
clear shot to win.
I don't know if you can see in my notes, but I wrote more Eli delusion. It's somewhere there.
More Eli delusion. Yeah, literally. More Eli delusion. It was so
Uh,
funny. It was so funny.
yeah, and I'm kind of mad at the editors for not doing something with that green screen background.
I know. It was a layup. Like that's a perfect opportunity.
Like there was perfect opportunity to put something like hilarious back there, like put in the clip of you trying to throw yourself into the lake.
Yeah, literally anything. And I was wondering, I was like, this kid is literally asking for us to put something ridiculous behind him because he is sitting in front of a.
Instead of a green screen. Why is he doing that?
I don't know. I don't know why he has a green screen in his house. It might be
Is he a film student?
well, he's probably maybe a broadcasting student and like broadcast journalism, which I can guarantee that the broadcast journalism students at Syracuse were the most annoying demographic. So it would make sense. It would make sense.
Yeah, they're on like the line of theater kids and just like great people in majors that you just know are annoying. And I can say that I was a theater kid.
No, they were worse than our theater and drama kids, I guarantee, because it's like they still want to be on TV, but they don't have any actual talent. So
Talent. It's
so
like
they
just
report on
work behind.
sports.
Yeah, because that's hard. Oh, this team scored a goal. Well done.
Yeah,
It's like
I want to
reviewing
do
an
that
episode.
forever.
And okay, Ben brings up this thing of he thinks somehow Eli might win. Now, we already know the end result, but does this man stand any chance of getting a vote?
I don't know. I don't think so. Because, I mean, it all depends on who he's sitting next to. And I feel like, sure, if it's Eli
Casey,
and
then
Casey, yeah, if it's Eli and
I
Casey.
think even then he might lose, or like it would be very close.
Well, what's so funny and what's super evident about the second tribal in this episode is people just didn't really like it.
How take a shot at every time somebody says either this person does not like Eli or I don't like Eli.
So I felt kind of bad for the kid. I was like, he's probably watching this with his parents, and everyone's like, this kid sucks.
Everyone's just talking about how he's like a horrible person.
I know. And then he's in his bedroom in front of a green screen being like, I'm the greatest Survivor player to ever live.
Like, oh mate, you make Ryan Baker look like a good Survivor player.
I'm gonna miss him kind of because it was very funny. The delusion was very funny to watch.
Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna be an interesting. It was very coherent with the actual Survivor with who went home in that episode because I watched the actual Survivor episode and then their version of Eli went home and then the Call It Survivor Eli went home. It's like, oh, this seems perfect. The two kind of delusional people that think they're very good players when reality they're not just went home.
Bad week for Eli's all around.
Yeah, bad week for Eli's and Sammy's all around. So we get to tribal. As we were saying, Parker's pretty much the main. Oh, I wrote here British Mel because there's one point where she's just like, "Hello."
Classic.
Classic now, just randomly bursting into a British accent. So yeah, Parker seems to be main target. Parker's votes get read, and then all of a sudden we're getting votes for Savannah, and then Savannah goes home to the shock of I think a good few everyone.
The jury was loving it. The jury was like clapping.
The jury is living for Parker and making his target even bigger.
Oh yeah, because well, if I'm Parker and I have already solidified myself as the mess in the game, like there's no point in once that train is rolling, there's no point in stopping it because you've already made enough mistakes that someone's probably going to send you home at some point. But
You might
now
as well
that
make a
you're just
TV out of it.
yeah, now that you're just an agent of chaos, like unleash hell.
And that's what he did again this trial. He just called out the trio, continued sending extremely long text messages.
Yes, that's so funny. And the people are ignoring him.
I mean, like, if your text message doesn't fit on like the home screen and I can scroll down, it's like, oh, what's the point of reading this?
Also, I bet people are just like, shut up, Parker, you're fine. Like, relax.
At this point, would you be really tempted to block someone if they're just constantly messaging you?
Oh, yeah. Well, I had a lot of people muted when I was playing Survivor.
Oh yeah, mute it. That'd be better because then they don't know it.
Yeah. But I was like, keep it going, Parker.
Anyone
You're
specific that
messy.
you muted on your season?
No.
Just in general, I muted
Well, like
everyone.
we would also have like a lot of group chats with production and stuff, and that stuff I would definitely mute. That's my
Oh yeah,
diplomatic answer.
oh yeah, definitely the production stuff where they're just like constantly sending you reminders, being like, "Remember to film confessional. Remember to vote. Remember
Mm,
that this person's in the
yeah,
game.
tribals.
Remember, yeah, remember to show up on time, Abby."
Remember to
That was,
keep up the. Ooh,
oh,
wait, my Wi-Fi just went out for a half a second.
okay,
Sorry,
we
I'm
still have
back.
you. I think there was just like a half
Yes,
a second pause.
yeah, it's been happening slightly. So if I'm pausing a little bit, I'm not being rude.
I
I
know.
promise.
I can guess when you're standing completely still, it's like, okay, I think her camera's just frozen.
Just like,
Yes,
all
I
right.
am now a statue. Mannequin challenge, go. So yeah, in that trial, Savannah goes. So what are quick thoughts of Savannah this season? She definitely started good, and then it slowly went downhill once the Julia vote happened.
Yeah, I loved the position that she was in really early on. I feel like she could have finessed that a little harder and maybe had a little more there she had a lot of advantages, like actual literal advantages and, social game strategic advantages that she just didn't utilize to the fullest. And I love Savannah. She's one of my Theta sisters. She's a very nice girl, and I wanted her to do really well. And I think that one of the things that was kind of detrimental was her and Andrew not trying to mend anything with Parker after he left him out of the Julia vote, because I feel like you could have smoothed that over pretty quickly, and then instead of Parker's tornado trying to being targeted directly at destroying you with only vengeance in mind, no strategic anything, just vengeance and wrath.
Pure vengeance
Yeah, like I think that she missed out on some little
opportunities.
things, that some opportunities that could have really helped her. But I'm happy she made it, as far as she did.
Yeah, top eight's not that bad. We'll see in comparison soon enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. I mean, when you look back at hindsight and stuff, like knowing the results, people we could say like, oh, maybe she voted off Parker in the merge vote or before before the merge with the CGI Jason vote. But or maybe if she did give back the idol, she can be like, "Here, Parker, here's some trust," and then blindside
Yeah.
him right afterwards. Or even we saying this like a couple of the shallow people were very complacent with reaching out to other people. She could have done that more, like reach out to like Mel, reach out to Lily, reach out to Casey. Don't just
Yeah.
constantly rely on the same two people.
Yeah, I think her having an alliance kind of come to her very early on in the game kind of made it hard for her to be like, all right, I need to be reaching out to everybody. I need to have kind of my hands in every fire or whatever. Um, I don't know what the metaphor is. I
I think
definitely
it's like hand in every pot or something.
hands in every, and there's also something with fires. I don't know.
Yeah. It represents your life or something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly. I thought maybe she was a little too comfy in her little.
In her little her little shallow bubble. Well, I can definitely see Savannah if she would be interested in coming back for a second chance. I think she can learn from her mistakes and definitely do good a second time.
I think she could do a really good job a second time because I also don't think that she would be perceived as like a massive threat coming in right away.
Yeah, she
Um,
wouldn't be one of those like Jake Niebuhr type players.
no.
Here, let me try
I
and think of a girl comparison that's like an immediate target on a returnee season. She wouldn't be like a Lydia. Like
Yeah,
immediate target just being casted right away.
yeah, exactly. She would be more like a cat type figure.
Yeah, I think that's a very good comparison. Cat, I can definitely see. If only
Yeah.
she got seventh, then I can be like, they can share the same placement. But no,
I
she went
know.
out one. She went out one placement too early.
I think they are gonna do a returnee season soon, and that would be very fun. I think they were gonna do like a. There was talks about a Micronesia type, like fans versus favorites, so that could be
I feel
very
like
fun.
that's always talked about. Yeah, I can definitely see
Mm.
that happening in like maybe like season 9 or season 8 being like that. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like season. I feel like for college survivors they might do every like fifth season will be like a full returnee season. But if they can't do that, they might just do two back-to-back seasons where it's like half slash some returnees.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be fun to see.
That
Who
would
from
be.
this cast will return? Who knows? Even though I constantly complain about the cast, I do see a lot of people that could return.
Yeah, there's some solid players. There's like a lot of people who give a major shit about Survivor, and you know are actually playing to the
Yeah,
best of their ability.
and they can do better their second time than they did their first time.
Mm-hmm.
That happens. Like we know. Look at last season. In the top three, you had a first and second boot.
Yeah, it's anything can happen. Anything
Anything
can
can
happen.
happen. A winner can go home first. A first boot can win a season.
That was very fun. A very fun role reversal. I do think Parker would be a good pick for a returnee season. Chaotic
Oh,
vibes alone.
definitely. He is okay. I don't want to compare him to this because he's not as iconic as her, but it's definitely there. He's definitely like kind of like an Abby Maria type player, where it's just like just throw it all out there.
Just absolute, like nothing, no holds barred,
Yeah,
scorched earth, scorched earth policy.
it's like Abby Maria without the temper.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he kind of I feel like it's funny because he definitely has a little bit of a temper, I would say, like because he's gotten a little spicy at the last couple tribals, but he always hides it behind like a
A
smile
smile.
and very polite. And then like the other tribal where he was like talking about how much he hated all the shallow people, and then he went back around the line and he was like, wait, no, but like I love you, I like for real love you, but like I hate you guys, but like I love you. Like
It's that whole I love you as people, but hate you in the game.
I know what that's about.
Yeah, because you can like get on with somebody, like you can go to drinks with them, but when it comes to like trying to pick someone to vote, you're just like, oh, for God's sake, I just want to strangle you. But hey, you want to
Yeah.
get shots later?
Yeah, exactly. That's
So
exactly right.
I feel like that's a conversation that has happened in a prior season.
Hmm. uh,
Join our Patreon to figure out who's Gabby's talking about. Who did Gabby have shots with and then immediately vote out?
I don't know.
Who knows?
I think we might be funding her school of acting with that interview.
Yeah, speaking of which, some of these we're going to add new applicants to this with this next one. And speaking of shots, we found out the next challenge, everybody's all audience favorite superlatives challenge.
I love the superlative challenge.
I love them too, and I have been on both ends where it was like I have been well, I probably haven't had that many like I had a few positives and some like non-relevant ones, and then I've been on the end where it's like I got all the bad ones.
Yeah, I think I got my superlative challenge.
Which
'Cause
one? You had two.
we did two in my season, yeah. And the first time around, I think it was all like, I don't think I really got a lot the first time around, except for maybe like
Should
that
have
I
been
don't
vote. You
that I
don't
don't deserve
deserve.
to be there. Yeah, yeah, something about like I should have been voted off first. And then the second challenge I got most dateable, which duh. And I um I think I also got isn't shouldn't be here anymore.
I thought
Or
that was
or
Abby.
I was being carried, I think. I
I
think
think
I
it was
got voted
probably
as being carried.
yeah. I think you're probably being cared. I think that was probably the it because I'm pretty sure it doesn't deserve to be there was either like Cam or Mitch or Gab, not Gabby, not Abby.
Abby. No,
I'm
because
still
yeah,
getting your names.
I think it was getting carried because I think I left it and I was like, carried by literally who? Because
It's like Jack, no.
they're all
Jake,
carrying someone else.
yeah. The only time Jake carried you in that season was so you can vote for the winner. The
Yeah,
prices we have to pay to look good.
yeah,
So
yeah. He physically carried me, and when he prevented me from falling out of the lake, that's how he carried me.
yeah, that's all the physical thing. Do not finish that sentence. I said that's all the physical things I did with Jake. You did with Jake and Elizabeth.
And yes, that is true.
Nothing further than that.
Don't start any rumors, Lee. Oh my gosh. The Reddit,
No.
the Reddit Discord is gonna be popping up.
Join the Patreon to find out more. So I did write down each superlative and who got what because, of course, we need to fill the runtime.
Because you're a professional.
Yes, because I'm a professional, not because I have a weird list problem. So, who's most likely to break COVID rules? Ben, most likely. I guess for searching idols. Was
Yeah,
COVID big around
maybe.
that time?
What'd you say?
Was COVID like a huge thing during filming?
It was filmed the same time as our season, and it was before people were definitely like vaccinated and all that. So it was. I'm trying to think. Or no,
It
people were
wasn't.
we were getting vaccinated. It was when the vaccines were coming out.
Ah, okay. Because to be honest, I constantly forget this was filmed during COVID.
Yeah,
Like,
the
I
only
see the
thing that reminds
masks
me
and
is
it's
the
just part
mask.
of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
but even
mask.
when I see those, it's just like, it's common now.
Yeah, just tune it out.
Okay. Would skip a game for an idol? Parker. I mean, I
That
don't
was
know.
hilarious.
It was like, what was it? It was like, who would skip spring break
So
game?
it was the Sweet 16 game, which is
What's that?
that year Syracuse had made the college basketball championship tournament. It's called March Madness. Um, it's this
I
big
think that has a
college
different meaning down here.
well, because St. Patty's Day.
No, I think March Madness down here is just like everybody just goes out drinking. But I'm just like, that's nothing new.
Yeah, March Madness is like it's a basketball tournament, and
Yeah.
Syracuse was we had like made the tournament, And I thought that that was so funny because I'm like, Parker's not watching the fucking game to begin with.
Yeah, I feel like that as well. I was like, I have no interest in this. If I had a choice between going to the game or looking for an idol, I'll just look for an idol.
Yeah, come on.
I don't. Worst liar goes to Parker and Eli. Duh.
Worst liar. I
Yeah.
bet I was shaken to his core when he when he won that. He was like, "What? People can
Yeah, it's
tell."
like, yes, Eli, that's why we're funding and immediately putting you through to the Hannah Dillon acting school.
Full ride scholarship. Full
Yeah,
ride.
full scholarship, 4 years, 8 semesters, and private
Intensive.
tutoring.
Yes, intensive
So,
courses.
yes, you will be the second you go in, Hannah will be dragging you to whatever lesson she comes up with.
It'll be awesome. I shoot, it'll be great. He'll be changed forever.
I really want someone to send like one of these clips to Hannah, being like this whole Hannah Dolan School of Acting.
I will
Just get
literally
her.
text her. I'll text her and be like, "Hi, I hope you know that we're funding a
we're
school in your honor."
we're funding a school in your honor so you can teach Syracuse people how to lie
I
or just
like
act in
better.
general.
Yeah, so
Uh,
funny.
who would blow all their money? Ben. I mean, who wouldn't? If you had $1 million, everyone's gonna blow it. No matter. That sounds so bad. I got it. It's like every time it's like, who would blow the money? Ben. Like, stop. Who doesn't deserve to be here? Casey. Yikes.
And even Casey was like, "Yeah, I agree."
Yeah, yeah, she was just like, well, duh, of course I don't deserve to be here. I've done the least. The girl's self aware, we can give her that, unlike
She's
other people.
so funny in her vlogs. She's so funny in her vlogs because she's like not exactly. She's so self-aware and she's just like she, she's like, yeah, I'm not doing shit, but look, I'm still here, and so suck it.
One of her quote, I love this quote from her. It's like, I need to get immunity without winning. How does I don't know how you do. I wish that was the episode title. I mean, we had a good episode title, but I need to get immunity without winning. It's up there. It's definitely a contender.
Very funny. She's just waiting for somebody to give her the necklace and be like, Casey, you're okay for today.
Yeah, it's like Casey will give you will give you the safety. Here's how you get immunity now. She also keeps calling it I need an idol. Like she's making it sound like I need a hidden immunity idol, but it's the immunity necklace. They're two different things.
Yeah, exactly.
Casey's seen the show, right?
Casey? Yeah, she has. I
Okay, because
she's on the e-board. She like created this club.
because I'm just questioning her knowledge about things. Like she said she wanted to play an idol at Final Four. She keeps calling the immunity necklace an idol.
Yeah,
Maybe she
idol.
just has idol on the mind.
Well, I think ultimately what's beautiful about it is that she doesn't really care. And
No, she doesn't.
I love that.
Yeah, she's done absolutely jack shit and has made top six.
And good for her.
Well done. Who will do great on the real show? Andrew. Yeah, he
Okay.
looks like your Yeah, he looks like your stereotypical guy that the audience would like. The editors would like show you like this is a good player.
Yeah, or he also kind of fits that like n- um that like kind of dorky guy who goes on Survivor and then becomes like fully evil.
Yeah, like very Cochrane, very Adam from Millennials versus Gen X.
Yeah, power trip type mindset, like
Yeah,
Lord of the Flies, how they go to like they just revert to their most primal like
yeah, very that. Um, who do you call to hide a body? Ben and Mel. This has me nervous. What goes on in that sorority of yours?
Oh, trust me. One of our tenants is secrecy. No, Mel, I would absolutely trust to do that. That was spot on. That was funny.
Yeah. You call Ben to lift the body, you call Mel to figure out how to hide it perfectly.
She's got the logistics. she's going to the different hardware stores, several different hardware stores, not the same one, to buy all the supplies, and
Yes.
that way it's less hard to track.
Track her down.
She knows.
And then they'll immediately get arrested for it because most likely they got arrested. Ben and Mel.
They must be doing some shady shit because they're like
I mean, they're constantly flipping out those alliances, and that's police worthy.
true. You're exactly right.
Okay, I'm gonna need this next one explained. Is a narc. What's a narc?
So a narc is so it's short for like narcotics officer. So it technically means like a cop, but a narc is kind of another name for like someone who's like a tattletale, like someone who like it's someone in your dorm who's gonna call the RA if you're partying and drinking.
Oh,
That's
a
a narc.
tattletale.
Yeah, that's a narc.
And
Or like, yeah, that's a narc. Somebody who's like not cool, and it literally means like a cop. So somebody who's like always trying to ruin the party.
okay, so sorry to Eli, Parker, and Andrew since you guys got that.
Eli getting biggest narc is so funny.
It's like most likely to ruin a party. Sorry, Eli.
Literally, it's so funny. It's so funny. Or just
Oh
like
god.
somebody who's always telling on other people, somebody who's always like, giving people your business. That's a narc.
Uh, okay. Most likely to be successful in life, Lily. I mean, that has to be a great one to have.
Well, she's gorgeous, and that gets you very far. So
Yes. Pretty privilege, it exists.
it very much exists. You and I both
Yes.
know because we experience it all the time.
Yes, you experienced the positive of it, I experienced the negative of it.
No, Lee, I was gassing you up about your new profile picture earlier. Looking very cute.
Yeah, thanks. Nobody else does.
Yes, they do, Lee. Yes, they do. Join
Where?
us for Lee's therapy session. Therapy session on the on the Patreon.
Please, I need one. I've been needing one for the past 5 years. Fund my therapy as well as his school, which will be her therapy. Fun for all the
Hannah,
therapy.
actually, she's gonna be your therapist. It's not so. It's gonna be great.
I feel like it'll come out worse than I went in.
You'll come out so paranoid. You'll be like,
I mean, like it's always on sudden death mode in Smash, and just like one touch and it will set me off.
yeah.
So the Hannah Dolan School of Acting and Therapy. We're changing the name.
Yes.
Ooh, next is your favorite. Who is the one you'd most like to date? Parker and Ben won this.
Very interesting.
What makes it interesting? The fact that there's no women?
Well, yeah, that is interesting because it's also like you got to think it's mostly men that were voting, right?
I think it was an even split. Parker. It was even 4-4.
Oh, okay. Well,
No, it was
that's
4-3.
yeah,
4 guys, 3 girls.
yeah. Well, that's still interesting that it wasn't at least tied, but that's fun. I mean, Parker's definitely like if you brought him home to your parents, he would be like very polite, and I think he would
Yeah.
help your mom wash the dishes.
Yeah, I think Ben gets off that vibes as well.
Yeah, nice boys.
Yeah, very nice. There's a reason. I should stop. Okay, next are the 3 threats: strategy, social, and physical. So, strategic threats: Parker, Andrew, and Ben. I think after all those texts, the Parker one's kind of a question mark.
Yeah. What strategy does he have?
Sending long text messages. That's his strategy.
His strategy is panic and chaos.
Yes. Actually, all 3 of these are kind of questionable. Biggest social threats: Parker and Eli?
That makes me think that somebody, when they were voting, like some people might have been like trying to fuck it up to like as a
Mhm.
strategy, maybe. Because
Yeah, that's the only thing.
how is the one guy that everybody hates the biggest social threat?
Yeah, and I also have to think like, was it so spread out? Like 2 votes for Eli would like make him tie with Parker.
Yeah,
Because the
maybe.
only one, the only ones I can think voting for Eli that's good social effect are Eli and Andrew.
You're right. Eli probably voted for himself for all the biggest threats.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm obviously the biggest strategic one. I'm obviously the biggest social one. I won an immunity. I'm the biggest physical one.
That's so funny.
Speaking of biggest physical threat, Andrew. I mean, he did win an immunity, but so did Eli, and so did Mel, so did Lily.
I think Mel is legitimately the biggest physical threat, but
She won an actual physical comp.
and the plank challenge. Yeah, well, that was the
That
plank
was
challenge,
the fit.
right? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, she's pretty fit. So
yeah. Again, another weird one.
misogyny.
Yeah, we hate women are strong. I just wrote worst for this one and put Casey and Eli's name next to it. I'm assuming it's like who's doing the worst in the game, which
Yeah,
is Casey and Eli, which is very obvious for 2 very different reasons. One's not doing anything, and the other's doing way too much.
yeah. Opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. Um. Oh, I skipped like 100 different things. Resumes. Who has the best resume? Parker and Ben. I mean, that's very obvious. Ben's doing all the mastermind flipping things, and Parker's loved by the jury.
Mm-hmm.
Worst resume is Casey because she's not doing anything. Best chance to win the game is Mel. And I have to agree, like, the fact that she got that and people were barely saying her name was mentioned, but it was always, okay, Ben and Mel, but mostly Ben.
Yeah, and that's an amazing spot for her to be in.
Yeah, so she just has to keep her shield around until it's too late for people to get rid of her.
Yep.
And the final ones are the dark horse of the competition, Lily, Mel, and Andrew. I think Mel and Lily definitely deserve it. I'm not on the Andrew train because I haven't seen much from him, but okay. I guess it's the wind of a dark horse. Or if you're Jocelyn Fox,
Yeah.
the black horse.
I love Jocelyn Fox.
Yeah, I'll bring her
Protect her.
back.
Yeah, bring her back for an All Stars.
Alright. I don't think she wants to, but
I don't think so
still.
either.
Yeah. One of those definitely like not unintentional but underrated funny people.
Yes, she's very funny.
And
Wah,
speaking of
wah.
fun and speaking of funny, should have been voted off already. Eli. So
Hilarious.
I see we're continuing the trend of the shitting on Eli show.
I'm surprised we didn't get a vlog of him like in shambles. like
Oh yeah, I'm surprised like the only thing we got from him is like I'm obvious the next one to go, which was actually true this time.
yeah, and he well, I felt bad because he was like, we could do this. We could flip on Ben. We could, you know,
And
turn the whole game on its head. And then everybody he reached out to was like, yeah, I'm not doing
yeah,
that.
they were like, it's a good plan, but we just don't want to do it with you.
But we just don't, we just are done with you.
Yeah, we just don't like you.
Yeah.
Sorry for Michigan people who is being triggered by that scene that I'm quoting. Yeah, episode 3 is very big in that season.
I gotta watch it.
Oh yeah, season 3, it's pure drama. The fact it's so much drama that it still goes on to this day. And it
Oh,
was filmed 4 years ago.
lifelong drama, obsessed.
Yeah, yes. Again, sorry to the Michigan people who are traumatized by this. We love
Hilarious.
you. So at the end, Lily wins again. 2 immunities in a row in one episode.
Very impressive.
Yeah, is Lily the like I said, is Lily the real immunity threat?
Well, she's honestly she's a pretty big threat in my mind because the true under the radar dark horse people are the ones that aren't being clocked as under the radar dark horse people.
Yeah,
You know,
because Mel's being called out as a good winner, and my microphone fell. People are saying Andrew's an under the radar player. No one's
Ben.
mentioning Lily at all. Ben's an obvious one.
Yeah, no one is mentioning Lily even remotely. She has a really good
Yeah,
shot, I think.
she's the dead center because you have Mel and Ben who are the top two, Andrew whose name keeps bringing up positively, and then at the bottom end you have Eli who's hated by the world, Casey who's done nothing in this game, and Parker who's an agent of chaos but jury loves. And then right in the center you have Lily. Lily who's no one's saying any bad things about her. Nobody's saying good things about her. She's just Lily. I don't want to say she's just there because that sounds bad because she's actually doing good.
It feels a little similar to where I was at this point in my season, you know, because people
Yeah,
aren't really.
yeah, because everyone was just like, we got to get out Jack, get out Jake. All the heroes need to go because all the jury members vote for them. And then you have people who are like, Abby's being carried. Who is Cam? Mitch is just here for a good time. And then Gabby in the center.
Sitting
That's
pretty.
where she should be, center stage. Ah, my phone.
All eyes
What?
on me. I'm the center of the ring, just like a circus.
Uh, Brittany, we love her.
Love
I think
Britney.
I want to say that's my favorite Britney song.
It's a good one. That's one
Yeah,
of my
it's
favorites.
yeah, it's definitely one of the best. Has she released any music recently?
Her last album was in 2016. It's an album
So
called
that's
Glory.
a no then.
No, she hasn't released. She stopped releasing music because she didn't want to release anymore under her conservatorship because she wasn't getting
Oh
anything.
yeah. Oh yeah, she was busy with the whole Free Britney moment, but then we actually won it.
She's free. I mean, kind of. There's still a little speculation that she might not be like totally free because the conservatorship just kind of switched hands from her dad to a independent law firm. But
Ow.
yeah, but she's
But
better
we're getting
now.
there.
She's allowed to like there was crazy stuff like she wasn't even allowed to like change her birth control under her conservatorship or use a debit card.
Yeah, this is why I don't care for religion that much, because you have people like that.
Yeah,
Bless you.
thanks. One more. Okay, that was it.
Bless you, Jesus. Are you okay?
I'm back.
Pollen!
I'm back.
Welcome back. We're back to shitting on Eli.
And
Because,
now it's come for him. His time has
yeah,
come.
yeah, his time has come. So he admits to Parker being like, yeah, this whole woe was me puppy dog eyes was just all an act, to which everybody knew. It's like he was talking to everyone like it was the first time they were ever hearing of this.
Yeah, it was like, really, dude.
Yeah, it's like duh. And also, why would you admit that strategy to someone?
I don't know. And it's also crazy to me that he even felt like he needed to admit it because it was just so obvious. And already
Yeah.
being outed as the worst liar in the game in the superlative challenge, I would have been like, okay, looks like I don't need to tell people I was lying because they already know.
No. I just don't think he was listening. Maybe he wasn't listening. Maybe it was just like, oh, I got it wrong. Don't need to hear who the right answer was.
Yeah, or he's like so delusional that he was like, people voted me for that category because I'm the
I'm
best
a
liar.
threat.
And they were
They were voting for me just because they want to throw me off my games. Like,
they wanted to throw me off my game and they were trying to skew the results. So
like this isn't the Purdue series. Nobody's trying to vote manipulate to make you look better.
no, exactly. That's why I wanted a confessional where he was just like, everything I felt in this game is a lie.
Like you wanted him to have an existential crisis
And I wanted it on film.
with that green string in the background.
Yeah, and then you could have him like hurling through space while it's happening.
What's that like star meme where it has like somebody going through space with the music? It's just that in the background.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
So yeah, this entire thing was just everybody being sick of Eli's thing. It's just like, can we just vote him off? Not because he's a threat, but just because we're sick of listening to him, pretty much.
Yeah,
Like
which is
we're
hilarious.
we're voting you off because you're annoying.
It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad.
You kind of feel bad for the guy, but he seems like to taking it in strides. Like I don't think he cares that much.
Well, okay, he's full disclosure, I this is when my nap started, was at the very end of tribal council because I knew it was going to be Eli going home anyway.
Yeah,
And
you didn't miss much.
he said before he was like, I'm going to freak out. And I was like, nice. But did he actually end up freaking out? I don't think
Nope.
he ended up freaking out.
Nope.
If you say you're going to freak out.
Yeah, it's that very much. If I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down swinging, and then nothing.
And then nothing. I was waiting for somebody to like rival a me level tribal freak out. Like I was like, yes, let's just freak out. Just
Like,
lose
just
it.
call out these people and tell them they suck, and then in your exit confession, just be like, I did not mean any of that. I just wanted to say that to get them riled up.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I do. I just be like, if I went off and I was pissed with people, I'd just be like, well, congratulations, you just lost. Like that whole like, oh, you lost the season type shit, or just like
Mm-hmm.
tell everyone their secrets. Like these two have a final two. You're not doing anything. Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah,
And
that's the
then
way to
just
go.
and then just being my exit professional, just being like, yeah, I didn't really mean any of that. I still love these people. I just want them to feel guilty. That's all.
Yeah, that's the way to go. That's the way to do it. And I think that Parker's probably going to do something similar to that. I have faith.
No, I think he's gonna be like, okay, guys, I still love you all. Can't wait to see you in the jury. Like very
I have
nice and
hopes.
polite.
I have hopes.
Because everyone that he would have done that to is just being voted off at this point.
True. You're right.
So enough about shitting on Eli. Let's talk about the future, which is what Mel's talking about. She's talking about how is she going to get rid of her biggest threat in Ben.
She has a good
And
plan.
yeah, she has a final two with Casey because Ebor Girl Alliance. A lot of people think that their ideal final three are Lily and Casey. Casey's understandable. I think Lily might be a regrettable pick for people.
Well, it's kind
Because,
of what we were just saying,
yeah, she hasn't really made any enemies and also has friends on the jury. I think the jury's making it so obvious that they're rooting for Parker, but I feel like people also like no, they don't hate Lily. Like Emma's one of the few people Lily, I'm not gonna say got along with, but would work in the game with and not talk horribly about. Marcella and Lily were good together. Julia and Lily never interacted with each other, but Julia doesn't feel betrayed by Lily since they never worked together. And same with Savannah. Savannah never worked with Lily, so the fact that she voted for her, no betrayal.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Lily is in a very good spot, and I think that um being kind of on the lower end of the totem pole for most of the game and sitting at final tribal earns you a lot of respect with the jury in itself.
Yeah, because I can see Lily immediately getting to Final Four because if Parker doesn't win Final Six, I feel like he's the obvious next boot. And then she's not even a target at Final Five, so she can use her idol or not. It doesn't really matter. I think it's safe to say Lily's like definitely making at least Final Four, maybe even Final Three, depending on situation and if it's a Final Two or not. Which I
Yeah, I
think
think
it
she's gonna do
is. Yeah, I think it is a Final Two. I know
that.
you're not going to say anything because the NDA Syracuse people will have your throats. But I do know for a fact, like, the Syracuse people, or at least the production, do prefer Final Twos and Final Threes. Because I'm pretty sure when I was talking with Jake at some point, he said, um, like, he and Luke and some people at productions much prefer Final Twos and Final Threes. So I'm guessing it's a Final Two. And Final Twos are kind of better than Final Threes. I know you wish your season it was a final three.
I might have won. Well, maybe not. Maybe Cam still would have won if it was a final three, but
No, I think you would have won if it was a final three. I think Cam only would have gotten Derek and Kat's vote and Mitch's. I think you would have gotten everybody else's.
and then Abby gets 0.
Sorry, Abby. Yeah,
Hilarious.
like I think you definitely get Hannah's vote. I think you'll definitely get Jake's vote as well.
Oh
You'll
yeah,
definitely get Jack's. You'll definitely get Jack's vote. I say you could definitely get Owen's vote. And
I
then
would have
Austin's
gotten.
vote. You would have gotten all the villain votes, and then I think Cam would have gotten all the hero vote. Ooh, that means it would have been Abby's decision if it was a tie. And I think would Abby have voted? Yeah, I think Abby would have voted for you.
She would have wanted. She would have wanted a villain to win.
So yeah, she definitely would have voted for you. So I think you definitely would have won it. I think it just would have been close.
That would have been spicy. That would have been fun.
Yeah. Unless Derek would continue the trend of voting for similar sounding names, then he probably would vote for you.
Also, I think I might have been able to pull Austin.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's like
he's a big strategy guy.
Yeah, he was definitely into like strategy, and wasn't he like you definitely talked to him at some point? I think I remember you having a confession of being like, "So Paul and Austin's in my room. They've been voted off."
Oh, we were. Yeah. Yeah, Austin and I got.
I just unlocked a memory.
I don't know why. I think okay. It might have been like after I was hosting a lot of parties at my like a lot of the cast parties were hosted at my house, and I had Paul and I don't know why Polly was always there because Polly and I were best friends, and then I don't know why Austin stayed, but it was after a party one time, and me, Polly, and Austin watched like 5 episodes of Survivor China and got wasted in my room. It was really fun.
Oh, that's a good season to watch.
It was a good one too. I think we ended up. It was like the last 5 episodes too. So I think like it ended up being super late. But Paul and Austin were like, "Well, we gotta watch Final Tribal. Like, what are we doing?"
You have to watch more Courtney.
Of course.
Oh, she is one of my all-time favorites. It's her and
Yeah, and then
yeah, it's her and Eliza that are my top 2 Survivor players of all time.
I have an Eliza Orleans T-shirt that I was just wearing the other day.
You're joking. Yeah, because
she
went to. Weren't you saying like she went to Syracuse or something?
She did go to Syracuse, and she actually did the first ever Survivor Syracuse, where when she was a freshman, she organized a Survivor night at her dorm and had them like play a mini Survivor game. So she like did the first ever Survivor Syracuse.
Legends being made. Okay, now I'm not the star of the show for like the next 30 seconds while Abby looks for a t-shirt.
Yeah, I gotta find this t-shirt. Where is it? I literally just wore it the other day. It has to be like on the ground here somewhere.
Is it in the wash?
It's like, so what happened was I'm probably not gonna find it. She ran for district attorney in New York City.
Yeah, I was seeing clips about that.
Yeah, and I loved her campaign platform and everything. I was like, whoa, it's Eliza Orleans, and she was like being super progressive about a lot of stuff. And so I wanted to contribute to her campaign, and I saw that there were campaign t-shirts. So it's big. It says Eliza Orleans for district attorney, and the I in Eliza and the I in Orleans like line up, and they make a torch.
Oh, this makes me love her even more.
Isn't it so? It's so. And I was gonna wear it for the final immunity challenge on my season. I was gonna wear an Eliza Orleans district attorney t-shirt.
Vote for Eliza district attorney. It's probably like 3 years too late, but still vote for her.
It's about 1.5 years too late, but I'm sure she's gonna run for other stuff.
Yeah, either way, vote for Eliza.
Yeah, vote for Eliza.
So I think so. Yeah, trial happens. You were asleep. Grant, nothing happened, and again, all this talk of going out big, and you just go home in a 5-1 vote, and your one vote is for the next easiest target. Like, you could have at least done your vote on Ben and make it look like you're trying to make a big move.
Take a shot.
But
Yeah.
yeah, instead you just voted Parker. And then we were saying this earlier, Andrew used his safety without power, which felt like a cop out, an excuse to just not vote for Eli.
Yeah, I mean, and also he said like he was gonna use it regardless, and I feel like I would have probably too if I had an advantage that wasn't really gonna affect anything either way. I'd be like, why not use it? You know, why keep it in my pocket?
I don't know if this would have shot him in the foot, but imagine if he used it on Eli.
just to like throw a grenade into tribal.
Yeah, because would people have voted off Andrew? Would it just gone for Parker, or would they try to take a shot at Ben?
Should have given it, or he should
Or
have given
given
it to
it.
Savannah yesterday.
Well, I don't think he knew Savannah was going home, and he knew Savannah had an idol, so it was like, if Savannah
Yeah,
feels unsafe, she'll just play her idol. Or
yeah,
probably yeah, just make it seem like Eli had it. Like, simply just don't tell anyone you have it. Give it to Eli, and then make him use it. But maybe he thought like, if Eli goes, then I'm the next target.
yeah.
And so that's the end. What do we think of Eli?
Well, I mean, he was definitely fun to watch in the way that I was constantly giggling. But the one thing that was disappointing is you can't tell me to my face that you are going to go out guns blazing and that you're going to freak out at tribal council and then not do it. You can't say that and not do it. Don't. It's fine
Yeah.
if you don't want to do that. It's fine if you want to like go out peacefully and lay down and die. That's fine. Don't tease me by telling me you're going to freak out.
Don't like hype us up and then figure out it's just a big disappointment.
Exactly.
Yeah, which I feel like is a theme in this season. Like, it's a lot of hype for no result. Like, it's all this talk and then just nothing.
Well, I mean, the first couple tribals of the merge were pretty juicy. With before the Ben and Mel duo was really clocked as controlling everything, it was fun to watch them sit there and be absolutely mind blown about every person that went home.
Yeah, but that was only for like the past 3 tribals. But and
I
when you
know.
compare when you compare 3 tribals to how many have we had so far? Like 9. How many people have been sent home? Our final 6. There's 18. So 12 people. At the past, there's not been 12 tribals, has there?
That sounds crazy.
Well, Emily, Brianna, Mario, Philip, Maddie, Jason, Emma, Julia, Marcelo, Savannah, Eli. 12 tribals.
Shit.
So yeah, in 12 tribals, only 3 have kind of been shocking slash entertaining. Not very good ratio when it comes to maths.
Not a very good ratio. I think that percentage of I think the ratio of shocking tribals post merge versus non shocking tribals is going to continue to be more shocking than not shocking.
Yeah, that'll definitely continue when comparing like 4 tribals to 12.
Yeah.
But once the season ends, we'll talk about a season ranking and all that. But right now, we're going to stick to our placement ranking.
Yeah, it's my
And
favorite
once
part.
again, we have 2 people. It's nice when there's 2 people.
Yeah, it's nice.
So let's start with Savannah in 8th place. In 1st place, we have Heroes versus Villains Hannah Dolan. I
Yay.
don't know if you have any insight on that placement, but in 2nd place, it's Mind, Body, Soul Cassidy, where Zach made that whole huge flip and Cassidy was the casualty. Which I kind of still don't get why they chose her out of everyone on the other side. Maybe because she was like the nicest one. In 3rd place is Fans versus First Ryan, because, well, last place Snakes and Secret Song was just horrible. and the definition of disappointing. So, where will we put Savannah? I definitely think Savannah is definitely above Sean and Ryan.
I was gonna say she's at least in the middle.
Yeah. Do we put her above Cassidy?
I don't know. Savannah did have an idol, which I think
Did
is
have an I
points.
yes. I'm trying to think. I can pinpoint what went wrong with Savannah's game, while with Cassidy, I can't pinpoint what went wrong, but I also can't really think of anything Cassidy has done in
Yeah,
her first season.
that's kind of where I'm at too.
Because Cassidy, her first season was very just like, I'm nice, I love my friends, let's just all have a great time. Well, Savannah was at some point in power.
Yeah, I think I would put Savannah above Cassidy. Not above
Okay,
Hannah.
so not above Hannah?
Do you think you would put her above Hannah? Honestly, Heroes versus Villains Hannah,
I honestly don't think
maybe.
I. You see, Hannah also had some control in like that swap era, because like the whole deciding vote on between Carl and Cassidy,
The
the
Lolly
whole
tribe.
the whole Lolly tribe. She definitely
Mhm.
weirdly controlled that. I'm not going to say like outright controlled, but it was a weird control.
Well, I also felt like Hannah's entire performance on Heroes versus Villains was her like swimming upstream the whole time because people wanted her out from the beginning. Like she was playing with a bunch of people who did not like her gameplay and wanted her out and were scared of her. So because she would have been toast at if she weren't miraculously saved during the
In transition.
in transition, she
Yeah,
would have been fucked.
dead.
Literally dead.
Yeah, and
Um,
these people would not have any sympathy for her being like, are we really going to let this girl be voted off a transition again? Just like, yeah, we don't care.
no, people would have thought that was hilarious. So I
Yeah,
think Hannah stays at number one just because she faced a lot more adversity than Savannah and survived, like was legitimately struggling to survive for longer.
so yeah, I think Hannah stays number one, and we'll put Savannah at number two. That seem good?
Yeah, I feel
Okay.
confident about that.
So congratulations, Savannah. You joined Marcelo, Emma, and Emily in the second ranking. Still nobody reaching that number one spot. Will our next person, Eli, reach that? Probably not. So let's see. In seventh place, first place is Paul. Is Polly his first season? So well done, Paul. You're first at something. In second place is Heroes versus Villains cast. In third place, it's the girlfriend Erica, and
One
in
half of
last place,
Jamaica.
what Jamaica? Oh fuck, that's a horrible name.
That's her ship. That's their ship name that Polly came up with.
Jamaica. Jesus Christ, that's so. Maybe I'll say this when the stream's over. uh, and then in last place, it's Mind Body Soul Lindsay.
Oof, Lindsay.
Yeah, I feel like she saw. So where are we? Is Eli last? Do we put Eli last? Because we have to. He has to have one of the worst social games in this entire cast. Like no one here has ever been. Well, maybe except for a couple of season two people, but they're just horrible people.
Well, I
But
mean,
other than them, like
he honestly he might be last because he didn't like I'm thinking Erica had the whole swap advantage thing that she used well and she blindsided Hannah early on. Like
yeah,
she had actual moves that I can think of. Um
yeah, and then
what did Eli do except look at the camera and be like, I'm Boston Rob?
and fake cry.
No, the fake crying is so funny. It's so good.
I mean, do we credit him to the Julia move? Or do we credit other people towards that?
I think, well, Ben and Mel were pretty instrumental in the Julia vote.
Yeah. So it's really we're comparing Eli's game to Lindsay's game. So how would we compare them?
Lindsay had a pretty tough social game too.
Yeah, because she was like immediately not liked by people, and she did not help it. But I
Mm-hmm.
feel like she was at least aware that some people did not like her. Well,
Yeah,
Eli was
that's
kind of
the
aware as
thing.
well.
That's the thing is she kind of knew I feel like they're in pretty similar positions because people didn't really like them and were kind of just waiting for an easy week to get them out. And the
But but I do think Lindsay had some good of a social game, but she had people go to rocks for her. No one would
true.
have gone for rocks for Eli.
No. Yeah, I think okay, so then I think Eli might be in the bottom. Uh-oh.
Wow.
There's Boston Rob.
Yeah, Boston Rob at the very end. Well done, Eli Tenderelli.
uh Eli Tenderelli.
So, so Savannah is the second best 8th placer, and Eli is now officially the worst 7th placer. Congrats, Lindsay. You're better than someone.
Poor Eli. Sorry, pal.
Yeah, I'm sure he's actually, even though on the show he did not have the best viewing, looking at the comment section, he does kind of like seem like a fun person to like hang around with outside of Survivor. So who knows? Maybe he'd be fun. I mean, he's from LA, so
Eli's from LA?
yeah. Didn't he say that in an episode?
I mean maybe. I did not follow that, but it makes sense.
Because I remember you saying a comment being like, Eli's from LA because they'll immediately tell you.
Oh
Or
yeah. Yeah, it's because in the first episode he was like, "Oh, Snow, I'm from LA."
so yeah, there is a lot of low placement people on this.
I know, but we've gotten some high placements in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, we have a couple of high, so nobody breaking these top spot, and I don't think anybody will looking at these next 6 players. Well, technically 5 players because Jake is there twice.
Oh yeah, Jake twice. That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, I have multiple people here twice. Do I have Hannah here twice? No, I do not have Hannah there twice. I have Madison there. I have Jake and Madison there twice, and Owen there twice.
I should be there twice, but it's okay.
No, sorry. Too much
Sorry.
personal bias.
We can have our difference in opinion.
It's my opinion. What's that mean? Damn! I said I felt. Go back
Oh,
behind that mirror.
the Real Housewives of Orange County.
I wasn't even quoting that. I was quoting Drag Race All Stars 2. You know the whole mirror scene?
Yeah, the mirror with
And
the gag with Fifi O'Hara.
yeah, no reality show can ever top that moment of just the
So good.
reveal of them behind the mirror.
It was so good. The that's my opinion is from a Real Housewives of Orange County reunion.
I was like, where is that from? Because I've heard that scene like so many times, but I've never known where it's from.
It was definitely like a Vine for a while or something, but it was it's a really good. The Real Housewives of Orange County is messy. Those are messy
I
girls.
would I would imagine. I mean, Nene Leakes, come on.
Nene Leakes is
That is.
on. She's on Atlanta.
Oh, she's on Atlanta. Sorry,
And
different
that one's
orange.
Atlanta is so I've just jumped back in of my watch through of Atlanta. It is so fucking funny. It is so good. Atlanta's an amazing franchise.
I mean, it's a bunch of Southern women screaming at each other, and they're all rich.
They also
What?
fight. Like they like physically put hands on each other, which not a lot of the other housewives physically hit each other, and I love it.
Yeah, it's like Bad Girls Club for adult women.
It is. It's literally like Bad Girls Club, except they're all so rich.
It's Bad Girls Club, but they're rich.
But they're so rich.
If we were to have a Syracuse Bad Girls Club season,
Me and Polly, too.
no, we had to throw in some people that you would fight with. Who on this season would you fight with?
Who would me and Polly like collectively boom boom boom.
Join our Patreon to find out which people from Survivor Syracuse Abby wants to beat up.
Or just vote below in the comments who would you like to see me physically fight.
Yeah, do we want to see a proper Gabby versus Madison brawl to the end?
Yeah, she was in ROTC, but scrappy.
Oh, Madison was in ROTC. Oh, fuck. Actually, I feel like she told me that at some point.
She was Air Force ROTC.
Oh, yeah, because I think I asked her why was she on the body tribe, and I think that's why she says, like, I am in ROTC, and it's like, you have to be pretty physical for that.
Yeah.
I really should ask whoever was cast in that season, why is this person considered body? Why is this one mind? And why is this one soul? Was like,
Yeah.
you guys are smart, you guys are strong, and we'll just throw the others on the third tribe.
No, that's kind of what it was. It was like Soul was supposed to be like the people with the really good social game. And
Lindsay was on that tribe?
I know. Or just like people with like distinct personalities, I guess. I don't know. But I was not
Zach was on that tribe? And Ryan?
I was not really meant for the body tribe. I infamously was an
Last
alternate.
minute.
Yeah. So
Very last minute, Paul was like, I have this one friend who will make good entertainment. And we're like, okay, sure.
and I
And
did.
then your one episode moment.
Yep.
I honestly believe it was like they were trying to do a brain brawn beauty season, but they didn't want to seem mean, being like, so these are the attractive people.
These are the hot ones.
Yeah, here's the hot ones, and then the rest of these are we don't consider attractive. So it's like we'll just change it to like soul and be like they have like personalities, but even then like they value like social. Maybe it was like one values strategic, one values physical, and like they all value social and like, friendship. Which is ironic considering it was the sole person
I
that
think
flipped
I think
on
that's
them.
yeah, I think that was pretty much what it was supposed to be. Like this strategic, physical, social game type breakup.
Yeah, but I also feel like it was just an excuse to cast people. It's like they don't kind of fit strategic or physical, so we'll just throw them on a third tribe and make up some bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you can't say these are good social players when you had Lindsay on the tribe, and you can't say these had good distinct personalities when you had people like Ryan Baker on the tribe.
Ryan Baker has a distinct personality.
Ugh. It's like
Chaos is his personality.
I wouldn't even that. It's like he's like your stereotypical boring Survivor player.
I just remember his mind, body, soul. He was on one for a second time around. He was just
Yeah, he's also someone that comes off like really entitled. Like, how dare
at
you?
Syracuse. No,
Entitled white man at Syracuse? Never heard of that.
that's crazy.
I was going to say maybe I shouldn't say this live, but he's not watching.
He's too busy being an NBC page.
A who?
NBC page. It's like, have you ever seen the show 30 Rock? Well, it's NBC, like the broadcasting corporation has like a
Okay.
big studio in New York City, and all of their little studio assistants are called pages, and they wear like a little silly little jacket and wear like little shorts.
Your father Vernon.
No, it's a pretty like prestigious job, I think. It's like
Well, good on him then, I guess.
yeah, but it's also like you never know who his uncle might be or something. You know, I always get suspicious about people at Syracuse that have cool jobs because I had this roommate who he what kept bragging about how he had this like insane internship and then job at IBM where he was gonna like make like a shit ton of money. It's a tech company.
Ah, okay.
And he was gonna make like he was like, I got this. I worked so hard for this internship, and then I worked so hard to get the job. And then a couple months later, I found out that his dad is the vice president of the company.
Okay, that explains it then.
So I'm like, that's how you got the job.
I mean, it's all about who you know.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we should probably wrap this up and then talk afterwards.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can
So
continue to talk shit after hours.
yeah, we can talk shit about people and not have evidence to be they can held against Syracuse courts.
No, don't leave a paper trail.
No. So thanks everyone for watching. We're almost at the end of this episode. Who do you guys think is winning? I think it could be Ben, but it could also be Mel. But Lily's also up there. It's definitely if Parker wins. How?
That would be hilarious. I'm
It'd be
honestly kind of
hilarious, and it'd be great if he can somehow survive. But my God, if these people somehow let that guy win,
you never know. You
you never
never
know.
know.
Maybe Casey's gonna come from behind and pull a cam.
She could. We've seen it happen.
Yeah, with Cam.
With Cam.
So thanks everyone for watching. Gabby, as usual, thank you for joining me, and we'll see you all next time for another Survivor Syracuse recap.